Uh, are we on air?
Yes, unfortunately, we are.
This is going well.
Oh, cool. All right. Uh, hi, I'm Cody, also known as Arma, and I'm joined by Connor, also known as Spooky Bro, Ryan, also known as Incarone, Jillian, also known as Mrs CodeBeans, and Leaf, also known as Mx Codered.
It's Mix.
Okay. Uh, and we're gonna talk about Star Wars, I guess, and other big movie franchises. This wasn't scripted.
You're doing great so far.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna just go into a rant now about how much of wasted potential Finn had.
Oh, I agree.
'Cause
And from the sequel? Oh yeah, okay.
I
from the
like
seventh
Finn's
movie.
ready for this.
character.
Okay, his background was great. It seemed really,
Hold
really
on. Hold that thought. Should we do a spoiler warning in case anyone hasn't seen what we're talking about?
No.
If they clicked on a
Okay.
video titled Star Wars and didn't expect spoilers, that's their problem.
And
Fair
I mean,
enough.
the first of the sequels has been out since like 2017.
Yeah,
That's true.
they've had time.
Yeah, if they
Yeah,
haven't
so-
seen it and they're listening to this, knowing that it's
Why are
about
you here?
Star Wars, then that's on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like I feel bad for what they did to Finn. Like, okay, who all watched the movie because they were interested most by Finn?
Me.
Because I did.
I was just interested in general.
Yeah, it wasn't like specifically for Finn. I just wanted to see it.
Yeah,
Which
I really
movie?
like Finn.
Episode 7.
That's the Force
That doesn't
Awakens.
help. That doesn't
So
help
the
either.
the first of the sequel trilogy.
Okay.
Force Awakens. Just the concept of a stormtrooper becoming a good guy and then, like, just... I thought he was going to be a Jedi, honestly, at the beginning.
Yeah, and like at the end of the movie, he was even using the lightsaber, and then it just like went to Rey.
Yeah.
Like, let him
Not to
use
mention-
it more.
Not to mention, he also was able to use the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Was he?
Mhm.
In The Rise of Skywalker, he reveals that he's Force sensitive.
Oh,
They
I
make a
didn't watch
joke out of
Rise
it. He tries to
And
tell
then they
Rey for
went-
like the entire movie.
Yeah,
And then they
but like
went nowhere with it.
there's a difference between being force sensitive and like a force user, because force sensitives can't be Jedis. Like there's a difference between just like being sensitive to it and then like being able to fully use it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, technically the Force is everywhere, but like some people can like control it a lot better, and that's where the Jedi come in.
Mm-hmm.
But, like,
My-
he actually had a backstory that was, like, interesting from the beginning, unlike Rey, who's just from the desert.
That's just
Mm.
Luke.
Desert planet.
Just Luke again.
It's just a copy
Yeah.
of Luke's backstory.
Yeah.
Force Awakens was like point for point, just it was literally just the first movie again.
Yeah, like even the characters, like specifically the characters.
Like, okay, so if I say, guys, this Star Wars movie is about this person who's grown up on a desert planet, but then meets this cool bounty hunter, who is friends with a little robot with important information, and this information is vital to destroying the big thing that can destroy planets. Am I talking about episode 4 or 7?
Yes.
You don't
there's-
know because
there's no
it's the
difference between
exact same.
But Han Solo dies, so yeah.
We don't
Well,
talk about
The
that.
only reason they killed him off was because he didn't want to have a contract for any more movies.
He just
wanted
didn't want to
the
be a part
character
of
to
it.
die in episode 6, actually. He wanted him to have like
Yeah.
a heroic death when like
Yep.
the series would be ending.
My man
Yeah, but they
Harrison
didn't
Ford
do
really hated it.
Yeah, he did.
Because that's like the two things he's known for is Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yep.
And aren't those both George Lucas?
I think.
I don't know enough about Indiana Jones.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's search it up. Indiana.
All the cool moments from the first movie, at least, mainly came from Finn doing whatever
Stuff.
he wanted to at that point.
Indiana
really
Jones. Indiana Jones.
He was really
fought-
set up that. Oh,
No, Indiana Jones is George Lucas.
Yes,
Mm.
they're
Ah,
both Lucasfilm. So Harrison Ford's like biggest movies were both with George Lucas.
yeah.
Just, I feel bad for like the character of Finn because it was kind of just thrown aside.
Mm-hmm.
he literally got
Because
sidelined so hard, and for what?
it's because Rey, I guess since she was like the Jedi, she was going to be the focus of the movies. None of the other characters got the spotlight.
She didn't deserve it. She was
No,
she was boring till the end. 'Cause they didn't even
exactly.
know what her story was.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I am a sucker for strong female characters, like especially when they're the main character. But I tried hard to try and like Rey, but I just couldn't. She's boring.
It's like she wasn't set up to be the main character. Like it was Finn.
Yeah, like Finn
Yeah.
had like her story is literally just I live in a desert, but now I'm getting roped in to Finn's storyline, and that's how she's only involved because she meets Finn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's all set up around him. Like he's the stormtrooper that defects and decides to go his own path. But now it's
Mhm.
going to be about this scavenger girl who is nobody. But don't worry, since people don't like that twist, we'll actually make her a Palpatine and a Skywalker.
Yeah.
From my limited knowledge of just Star Wars in general, I do know that there was like something where Finn was supposed to have a heroic sacrifice thing, but gets cock blocked by someone.
He does. In The Last Jedi, the second one of the sequels, his entire story is now revolved around a new character who doesn't appear at all significantly in the third one.
Yeah,
Um,
she's there for, like at most 15 minutes in the third one.
He spends the second one with this random girl. She's not really random and she's interesting, but um so anyways, I don't even remember what they're doing the whole time, but he's about to go for a heroic death. She gets in the way. Neither of them actually die. And that's it. He just lives anyway. And then that character doesn't appear in the third one because people hated her so much. No reason.
Yeah, I didn't watch the most recent two movies.
I would say like cock blocking a heroic death kind of does. I would say it's a fairly valid reason.
Yeah, she kind of ruined that, but he shouldn't have died there anyway. It's just after The Force Awakens, his character is simply just Rey, no, Rey.
Like those are
That's it.
basically his only lines, just him screaming Rey.
At least like 5 times per movie, he screams her name at the top of his lungs.
Me when I go to an aquarium, Ray.
Yeah, that's basically him. And the worst thing they did to him was not make him date Code.
What?
Oscar Isaac.
No, I didn't hear what you said. Who's Oscar Isaac?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac played Poe, and he was another one of the main characters. He was basically the copycat version of Han.
Oh.
He has an amazing dynamic with Finn throughout the whole franchise. And literally both actors were like, characters should have gotten together, but then they don't.
Ah.
The writers, for some reason, in the third movie, made them constantly be bitches to each other.
No diversity for you.
Yes. Oh, don't worry. There was gay representation in this movie. There was 2 background characters who don't have names who kissed in the finale scene. But don't worry, it was only so small that they could remove it for the overseas viewerships, and it wouldn't change the story.
Perfect.
It was one of the blink and you'll miss it ones.
Yeah.
That's a sad excuse for representation.
I really
Disney.
like it. It's so great whenever companies say, "Hey, yeah, we like to do representation, but we're gonna pussy out on like whenever it's important."
Hey Disney, if you're listening to this, we love you, but we hate you.
It's like, well, if you're gonna push for like representation, say, yeah, we like LGBT people and all that. It's like, well, it doesn't matter as much in like the places where it's more accepted as the places where it's like illegal, or that's when it does matter more, and yet they do nothing about it.
Because they don't actually care about positive representation for minorities. They care about making money.
And because they do all this stuff, it's like, yeah, we are supportive, it's good PR, good
Yeah.
public representation, and then some people just don't look beyond that they don't represent in places where it's legal because they don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, their goal isn't actually to represent you, it's to make money. If they're gonna choose one or the other, they're gonna make the money.
Like it's a company, so like I can understand like why they don't do that, because
Yeah.
it's a company. Why do they care? It's
Yeah,
the goal is to make money, not to
yeah.
and
It's like,
it's not a means of a social revolution or whatever.
you know, when you're Disney and you have that, you know, you're just casually like a monopoly, and you have that powerful of an influence.
It would be nice if you used it, you know.
But guys, remember, being gay isn't all right, but being sexually attracted to a bee, oh yeah.
You like jazz?
Sorry for bringing up the bee movie. Yeah.
Good.
All right,
Okay
we're one
then.
member short, but anyway.
Do we want to go into the rest of the problems of the sequels to Star
Oh
Wars?
yeah, because we barely scratched the surface. I said my Finn and Poe things.
I didn't watch the last two movies, but isn't there that one like general character who
Oh yeah, her.
the
She was
only
pretty
thing I
cool.
Oh, like the stormtrooper general lady.
Well, what was her
Phasma?
name?
oh
Phasma.
I, I was talking
Oh
about a
yeah,
different character. Yeah,
Phasma.
Captain
Oh.
Phasma.
Oh, Captain Phasma, yeah.
Captain Phasma was really cool.
Yeah.
And she
Yes.
dies by a garbage press.
Yeah, that was a bit of a waste of a death.
Star Wars has a thing for making cool-looking antagonist characters and then getting rid of them in the lamest ways.
Sorry, actually,
Yeah.
on that note, please forgive me for talking more because, yeah.
Oh.
So Kylo Ren, right? He's supposed to be part of this group called the Knights of Ren, who finally
Yeah.
appear in the third movie, and they're literally weak as and get their asses kicked so quickly. Like they're not even a formidable threat in the slightest.
Swore.
Yep, sounds about
I
right.
didn't swear. There was a censor.
Not for you, no. Remember, I'm leaf phobic.
But yeah, like they did the same with Boba Fett and just
Yeah.
threw him in a Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, but he
Mhm.
didn't die though.
No, he didn't.
No,
That stuff isn't canon anymore, though. I don't think.
with the Mandalorian.
Oh, I didn't watch The Mandalorian
Oh yeah,
because
he's alive in that.
Oh yeah.
I know in the old comics that were then discarded from canon, he got out, then got kidnapped by Jawa, and then fell back in.
Oh yikes.
Wait,
All right. Let's just be
The
careful if
old
we're going to talk about the Mandalorian.
Yeah, the old extended like comic that were deemed no longer canon when Disney bought Star Wars. There's a lot of stuff in it that like is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, all the old Star Wars books, they're no longer considered canon, yet they still kind of take out certain storylines from them. It's funny how Disney likes to cherry pick storylines.
I mean, we know why they do it.
Yep.
Because
The
if they make it
reason
not
Star
canon,
Wars
then
was
they can.
brought back was to make money.
You see, the
That's
Star Wars franchise is a cow.
oh,
Disney is gonna milk it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the whole premise of like the sequels is really dumb because Anakin was the chosen one and he fulfilled his duties by killing Palpatine. But then it's shown that Palpatine didn't actually die, so all of the stuff that Anakin did to like redeem himself was just like thrown out the window, and it turns out that he wasn't
Exactly.
really the chosen one, but he also was, but it was also Rey.
He
It
died
makes
in vain.
Yeah, exactly. Like he gave his life to protect his son and to kill Palpatine and destroy the Empire.
Because they had to bring back Palpatine because they needed a villain for the third movie because they decided to kill off the new guy they introduced in the second movie.
couldn't they have just made a new villain?
Yep, but this
Exactly.
new guy that they set up they just had him killed in a random twist halfway through the movie.
Oh.
Yeah, that's weird.
And
I
you see,
think
it's supposed to play into Kylo Ren's redemption, which they then went the strangest way about.
Yeah, it was so weird. Like the arc of his redemption was him like standing on some weird like boat thing, throwing a lightsaber into the ocean and talking to his dad's ghost.
Yeah, and that
Like
was all it
what?
took. Till that
Yeah.
till that point, he was pure evil. He wanted nothing to do. He killed Baby Yoda, and I'm okay with that part. But then he talks to his dad's ghost, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take off these knight armor, and I'm gonna put on a nice black hoodie, and then I'm gonna go be a Jedi. That's
don't
why
I
I
was
know.
said that the
actually,
character from Mandalorian.
although I didn't like The Last Jedi, I was actually rooting for Kylo in that movie. Like, I was hoping he would, like, get a good redemption, not just a cheesy one of him throwing his lightsaber.
Yeah, and it was the stupidest thing too, because they redeemed him, made him kiss Rey, and then made him die
Like
immediately.
Exactly.
Wait, he
immediately after.
died?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes,
he dies like
And
the
for
second
what?
after because it's Rey.
right, because they established in this movie force healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he like gives his life to save Rey because she was too stupid to beat Palpatine.
Okay, I will say though, the scene where like Rey's fighting Palpatine and then like all of the other Jedi voices, I loved that scene. I loved
That
that.
is that
Yeah,
was
I
cool.
love that as well.
Like,
Because like
sorry,
they
disclaimer.
brought in like all of the original people, like they brought in Ewan McGregor and like Samuel L. Jackson and like Hayden
Yeah.
Christensen and
Yeah.
yeah, they brought in like everybody.
Disclaimer to anyone watching this: we don't hate the movie because they did have cool scenes. It's just in general the story's
I'm a
been messy.
sucker for Star Wars.
Yeah, I just really like that they brought in all the Jedi, especially like all the prequel dudes, because I love the prequels.
Yeah,
Prequels were good.
I am okay with the prequels. They aren't my favorite Star Wars content, but they're good. The best part of them is like the villains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're
can't really speak.
definitely my favorites.
I can't speak on
General
the prequel
Grievous.
trilogies because it's been too long since I've seen them.
I love the prequels so much. All three main characters can get it.
Okay then. Uh,
I'm not wrong. Like Padme,
I
yes, absolutely. Obi-Wan, 100%. Anakin, oh my goodness, yes, they can all get it.
Yeah, I read this book about
Okay.
Padme. It was like a novel. It was pretty good. But I don't really remember most of it because my memory is garbage.
I love Padme so much. I love her.
Yeah. Did you
I guess
guys ever
technically
watch Star Wars Rebels?
no, but that's
I didn't see
talk
enough.
about the ones.
No, I haven't watched it.
I'm gonna
I
watch it
watched it
eventually.
when it came out. I watched like the first season, but then like afterwards I kind of got out of it.
Yeah, I heard it was kind of trash.
The first season was good. I really like Sabine. Uh, but it's not Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Clone Wars is really good.
I remember watching Clone Wars.
Oh yeah.
Clone Wars actually lets us see like characters like Yoda actually fight.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
in the movie, like, I don't know if there's a single, because I haven't watched them in forever. I don't know if there's a single Yoda fight scene.
There is when he fights Palpatine after they all discover that he's the Sith.
Like Clone Wars was like a really good show.
Yeah, I
I
also
keep saying like a lot.
I really liked how it went more in depth to like the clones themselves because in Attack of the Clones we just see them as like this huge army and like I really like how they went into like each individual clone and like talked about all their like backstories and stuff.
Yeah, that was a really nice
It gave a
kind of
lot
detail.
more characters to the series and it was really cool.
I really like Ahsoka.
I love Ahsoka so much.
Yeah, I love how like she's still relevant in Star Wars even now. Like her
Mhm.
character's still being built upon in
Yeah, like
different
she's in
series.
The Mandalorian now.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's also getting her own spin-off show.
I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah.
Not then again, who I think basically everyone in the Star Wars universe is getting their own spin-off show, it seems.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
why
pretty much.
wouldn't Disney do that? It's just
Disney
more money.
Plus really just said, here, have 1 million Star Wars shows. And also
Weren't
have
we
1 million.
promised a show about Obi-Wan?
I was about to say I'm really looking forward to that. It's in the workings, like it's in progress.
Yeah, that one I'm gonna be excited for.
I'm so excited for it because they're bringing back Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen.
Oh, sick!
Yeah, I'm so excited for it.
That's gonna be awesome. Hopefully they actually do it right.
I really hope so. There's only gonna be the one season though. Like it's already planned out. There's just gonna be the one.
That's okay. Content is content.
Yeah, and I like the fact that like they're not gonna like drag it on for super long because like it's clear that they've thought it out
Yeah.
and
It's kind
they've
of like how Gravity Falls was meant to be only 2 seasons. I'm sure by the end they'll like wrap it all up in a kind of satisfying way, hopefully.
yeah, and like
Because if it has a crappy end, I will be mad. But we haven't talked about the
There's
best Star Wars thing in existence, Lego Star Wars.
Okay, I won't argue.
they're making another Lego Star Wars and I'm so excited for it.
Really?
Yeah,
we'll,
Oh
we'll save that
God.
for
it's
gaming.
like all of the movies. I'm so excited because the first one came out in what like 2008 and it only has the first 6.
Speaking of Disney Plus, that Leaf mentioned that was definitely not cut conspicuously in any way.
Reality
let's
can be
talk
whatever
about.
I want.
Yeah, I'm the editor, so what are you gonna do about it? The Marvel and the MCU. I know Leaf has a lot of stuff to say about the upcoming the Spider-Man tree.
Sure, I sure do. Oh God, I do want to get into that right away because I will not be able to slow down if I start talking about that.
How long will
I
this
was actually
rant
gonna
be?
start. I was gonna talk about the Disney Plus shows because we were talking about the Mandalorian and those kind of shows. Because WandaVision recently came out at the time of this recording. I have yet to see it, but Connor has.
It slaps. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try not to give any spoilers, and I'm sorry if I go on a tangent again.
please go for it.
Okay. WandaVision was everything I hoped it would be. I was honestly a little worried, but I've been looking forward to this for months. It was amazing.
Hmm.
Only 2 episodes have come out so far, though. They're gonna be more like every Friday, so it's like a weekly thing. Um,
Yeah.
it's basically a sitcom with Wanda, or Scarlet Witch, and Vision, who is dead. He's dead. But I'll get into that later. Um,
Oh, sorry. No spoiler warning because if you haven't seen Infinity War and Endgame, like,
what are you doing with your life?
On you. Yeah, that's on you. They've been out for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even
also we knew
people,
Vision was gonna die from his MCU debut.
yeah, he was just like, I really liked his character, but like, he was set up to die.
Just his whole thing is that he comes to life with the Mind Stone, and we all knew Thanos was coming. So the second he appears,
Yep.
like, wow, can't wait for him to die.
Yeah.
Please carry on.
Anyways, so the show is kind of like a sitcom, and every episode it like goes through each like kind of decade. So like first episode is like 50s sitcom, second episode is 60s, and then at the end of like the second episode, it's like starting to transition into the 70s because it
Hmm.
goes into color. That's not much of a spoiler, but it's
Ooh.
just like a really cool detail.
Hmm.
Um, it's really funny, really lighthearted, but it kind of messes with that in a way by like kind of distorting things
Hmm.
and just making it feel really uncomfortable. But it's just so cool how they do that, and I'm a sucker for those kinds of things.
Just
Like
such a such
everything is,
hmm.
yeah, like
Such a
everything's not
creative
as
idea.
exciting.
Out of
Yeah,
anything, out of anything they could have done, if you take the storyline, Scarlet Witch can't deal with this grief, so she makes a little pocket dimension. They could have just made it like just a normal life where she's an Avenger with Vision, but making it a sitcom where it changes through the decades, like that's super cool.
yeah. And like it kind of follows the comics, like one of the comic storylines. So if you've already read
Hmm.
the comics, uh, you'll probably know where this is going. I haven't, but I got my knowledge from like my dad and just like kind of general knowledge of like what's gonna go down.
Yeah,
Uh,
same.
I
yeah.
do, from what I hear of it, meaning just from you, Connor, it does seem interesting that they kind of pull the psychological aspect or
Yeah.
for
Yes.
the show.
Another aspect is that I don't know because I haven't seen the show yet. Is that it's not only taking place in this pocket dimension. From what I gather, there are people in the outside world trying to get in or trying to get
Mhm.
Wanda out.
There are some people who think it might be Hawkeye, um,
Okay.
which is understandable,
Yeah, that would
but
make
Boo.
also why?
it would make a lot of sense to me because like he's I don't want to say he's like a parental figure or like a brother figure because like he's not, but like they clearly have
He
like a
kind of is.
relationship.
Yeah. Like, I
Yeah,
can see where you're coming
I never
from
really
with that.
noticed.
like they're basically family because like he's definitely not like her brother or anything. And, like to me, I don't see him as much of like a father figure to her, but like he's definitely there for her. So like it makes sense to me that
Mhm.
he
Wait,
get her out.
yeah, it was him
Because he
who got
knows.
sorry, in Age of Ultron, it was him who like gave Wanda and Pietro like big like if you go out that door, you're an Avenger now.
Yeah,
That
like
whole
Yeah.
bit.
Clint's like since like we've seen Clint and Wanda together, like it's been Clint that takes care of her since.
Mhm.
Yeah, I completely forgot anything that happened in Age of Ultron. That I did not like that movie.
Speaking of Hawkeye, the Hawkeye show is also coming out, and
Yes.
I'm kind of excited for that because we're gonna get the new Hawkeye, and Jeremy Renner is, I guess, gonna be back for
Mhm.
some reason.
I'm not at all
He's
looking forward to the Hawkeye show because it's gonna do such a disservice to like the comics of Clint.
Yeah.
it's
He,
not about Clint.
hmm?
It's not about Clint.
It's not about Clint.
No, the Hawkeye series isn't about Clint Barton. He's in it, but he's just mentoring the new Hawkeye, Kate Bishop from the comics.
Oh, okay, then yeah, I'm looking
And
forward to that.
it's actually adapting one of the a Hawkeye comic run from a few years back. So yeah, he's only in it to train the new Hawkeye.
Oh, okay.
I imagine he's doing that because after his whole Ronin fiasco, he's done with the business.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hawkeye 2 Electric Boogaloo.
The show it's pretty like new character is interesting enough, but I'm much more excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I'm so excited.
Oh
God.
boy.
I'm so excited.
I've been looking forward to the show ever since Plus was announced.
Isn't he?
Me
They
too.
played their cards right. Sorry to interrupt.
Exactly.
For the first wave of shows, they're like, all right, who all our fans love? They love Bucky and Loki. All right, here's the Bucky show. Here's the Loki show.
Yeah.
That's it. Easy win.
Hmm.
Like, they knew what they were doing with that one, and I hate to say it, but they have me in the palm of their hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
me
Because
could
too. I'm
give
so
me,
excited.
yeah, they
Falcon
could
and the
give me
Winter
a,
Soldier, like that just looks so cool
I
because when
know,
they're
right?
bringing back Zemo from Falcon and the Winter Soldier as a villain. I like that they're not making Falcon Captain America just yet. Like he has to go through this show to earn that
Yeah.
role. But then also we get we're gonna get screen time for Bucky.
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause, like originally he has like at most an hour of screen time in the whole MCU.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he does not have much screen time, but like he has like such a
No.
huge fan base. It's
God,
Yeah,
insane.
because
they
he's such
ruined
an
him.
intriguing character.
Yeah, but he does not have much screen time. Like very.
I don't want to pull away from talking about the shows too much, but like they totally like screwed him over with him and Steve in Endgame.
Yeah, I
Just
agree.
Mhm.
completely. Like I
Like,
wasn't expecting them to go the gay route because as we mentioned during Star Wars, but just throwing away like their entire history so Steve could go smash a woman that he knew 80 years ago.
yeah,
She already had a family. She had
Yeah.
moved
yeah.
on.
And she's dead now. She's lived her life.
Yeah,
Like, shouldn't he respect that?
he absolutely should have. And
They did Steve and Peggy dirty, and Bucky
Yeah.
dirty. They did all three of them dirty.
But I mean, wasn't it that like Peggy had a secret, an unknown husband, and then that's when Captain America goes back in time, and hey,
Yeah.
it was him.
The
He
thing
was the
is,
secret husband. But the thing is, yeah, whenever you go back in time and do stuff, the
mm,
timeline breaks.
I
So,
was
huh?
honestly, I was gonna go the route where if they try and pull the bullshit that no, this whole time Steve was the husband. You see, it's a time loop. Okay, then explain to me why in Civil War he kissed Peggy's niece.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That came out of
that-
nowhere.
yeah, it absolutely did.
Like,
Didn't even go anywhere.
I was watching Civil War yesterday because I kind of started going on a bit of a Marvel binge after watching WandaVision, and
Mhm.
just the the thing between them just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, even if they aren't related, it's still weird to make out with your ex-girlfriend's
Niece,
Niece.
niece.
grandniece. I don't remember.
It
It's
was Niece, I think.
That's still
really nasty and weird.
that's just no. That's absolutely
Weird.
gross.
The game also did a bunch of other characters dirty. But
Mm,
they also did some characters good, like for example Loki. After they killed him off in the first 5 minutes
yes.
of Infinity War, now we get a series of him being a time spy, which is kind of sick.
Yeah, but it's not the Loki that we know. Like, he hasn't gone through all of his character development.
And now he
I
gets
think
to
that'll
do it
be
all again.
interesting, actually.
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
sorry.
go ahead.
You know who else they did so dirty in Endgame?
Yep.
The list
It
is
was
long.
it was Pietro Maximoff.
Who?
Oh, I'm
One
Wanda's brother,
one of
Quicksilver.
those.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
when Clint went back in time to test out like the whole machine and stuff, he grabbed a baseball, like a baseball glove.
Hmm.
What was originally
Mhm.
supposed to happen was he was supposed to go back and save Pietro and bring him back.
Really?
But
Yep.
yeah, the Russos changed it.
Never heard that before. I'm surprised.
hmm.
God, why didn't they do that? I love Quicksilver so much.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
so mad when
Okay,
I found
sorry.
out.
Perfect way to tie back into WandaVision. So apparently there's a rumor that a secret character is gonna pop up. I bet like half my wallet that it's gonna be Pietro. 'Cause, like,
Yeah,
Probably
it's
gonna
been
be him.
rumored for a long time that he was gonna be in it because
yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's something about Aaron Taylor Johnson being on the set or something or like
hmm,
doing something with it.
please, even if he's not real, I want to see him again.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
remember correctly, in Age of Ultron, when Quicksilver died, all he did was just push Hawkeye out of the way of a bunch of bullets when he could have just, moved the bullets because he's fast.
Yeah, he just
Mhm.
ran in front of Hawkeye, and that's why everyone says that he was Hawkeye's shield. Like Cap has his.
Maybe that's
He
why Hawkeye, this is just kind of me throwing some theories out there, but maybe that's why Hawkeye feels like kind of, um, he feels as if he's sort of a brother figure to Wanda because he was kind of the reason
yeah.
Pietro's dead.
Yeah, cause like
Sorry.
it was very obvious that like Pietro was like super protective and like the caretaker of Wanda. So then when he
Mhm.
died and
Hmm.
Clint felt responsible, he took over.
When you first brought up Hawkeye and Wanda, I was like, wait a second. I've been piecing it together, and I remembered that Clint literally named one of his kids after Pietro. I think it was just a middle name.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
One of his kids he named after him.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Like he probably feels a lot of guilt over it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But now he's also got the guilt of all the other things he did as Ronin, so
Yep, like
Yeah.
killing all those.
I feel like we're forgetting about some other upcoming shows. There's the What If show, which is gonna be very interesting.
Oh, that one's gonna
Mhm.
be great.
Moon Knight.
Moon
Yeah.
Knight. Yes. Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight, yes. Moon Knight, not to talk about Oscar Isaac again, but Oscar Isaac is Moon Knight, and I'm excited for that.
Yes, it's gonna
It's
be
basically just
great.
Batman, but with an identity crisis.
That's just Batman.
Okay, but it gets in the way.
Yeah.
He also calls Dracula a little
That's in
Yep.
the comic.
that censored.
Yeah.
Swore.
Swar!
We know next to nothing about Moon Knight, but I'm excited for it just because Moon Knight is cool and Oscar Isaac is awesome.
Yes.
But the What If show, that's gonna be sick because like every episode it's something entirely different and cool.
Marvel zombies.
It's all animated, I'm pretty sure too.
Yep, it
What's the What
is.
If show?
It's called What If, and each episode is just looking at an alternate multiverse, or an alternate universe, sorry. So like for example, the ones we know, there's one where it's Peggy Carter became a super soldier instead of Steve. So in that episode, she's gonna be like Captain Britain, and Steve is still involved as like
Ew,
1940s
British.
Iron Man. Hmm?
I said, ew, British.
Yeah.
British.
I've also got one where T'Challa is taken as a child and he becomes Star-Lord instead of Chris Pratt.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. I'm actually pretty interested.
Yep. They've also got
Marvel
Marvel.
Zombies.
Yeah, Marvel Zombies. We get the clip of Bucky fighting Zombie Steve.
Yep.
What? Hold up.
It
There
was in
also
the comics.
appears to be one where it's Doctor Strange versus evil Doctor Strange from the trailer. I don't know what's happening there.
Oh, speaking of Doctor Strange, the next one is gonna be a horror movie.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
It's
I
Wanda.
love Doctor Strange. I love
This
horror
is
movies and I love Marvel. I'm so pumped up.
it's
And
literally called Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, featuring
Yeah,
Scarlet Witch. So if you're wondering what's gonna happen at the end of WandaVision, she's gonna fuck something
it's
up that Doctor
probably,
Strange is gonna have to fix.
she's
yeah.
probably gonna lose her mind, and Doctor Strange is gonna have to fix it.
Wanda,
You
I've
know
come
who
to bargain.
else is canonically gonna get involved in Wanda's multiverse mess? Spider-Man.
Of
Spider-Man.
course.
How?
Is I was
Why?
confirmed at the when they announced like all the new shows and stuff, they confirmed that WandaVision starts the multiverse arc, which is WandaVision, Spider-Man 3, and Doctor Strange 2. Spider-Man 3. If you're wondering why, they're bringing back Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Jamie Foxx as Electro, Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus, and seemingly everyone else from the previous Spider-Man movies, because it's a multiverse movie.
That actually
I don't
sounds really epic, not gonna
know.
lie.
I personally think it's the dumbest possible move for Spider-Man 3.
Eh,
Because we just got into the Spider-Verse. We literally just got it a few years ago. Now they're trying to do a live action version, and we have Spider-Verse 2 coming out next year.
but I
Oh,
want to
yeah, that's
see
right.
Miles Morales in the MCU.
We're not
But
gonna.
here's the
He's not
thing.
even gonna be in the next Spider-Man movie, even though they're bringing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in.
And what were you trying
Spider-Man,
to say?
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Incarone speak.
I mean, are they still going to go with the storyline of Peter getting framed and all that stuff?
That's the
Because I
thing.
feel like
Probably.
I feel like all this multiverse stuff is going to take away from that, which I think would be a lot more interesting.
Hmm. So if you come up to me and you're like, "Here's my idea for a Spider-Man movie," if the multiverse is going nuts, and so the past Spider-Man come in, I'm like, okay, kind of seems like a cash grab bringing in the past guys, but sure. But then if you said,
Nostalgia
but
grab.
also we're continuing the storyline where Peter's identity's been revealed, you're off. Because they also announced today, I think I say that earlier, that Daredevil is gonna be involved in the story
You
as
said it,
well.
but
Yes.
we weren't on air.
Spider-Man, Ace Attorney.
Yeah. So
Spider-Man Ace Attorney.
they have to include Spider-Man's arc, but then it also seems like they're trying to do a multiverse / Sinister Six story.
Seems
Oh,
weird.
It's about
Electro,
time they bring in the Sinister Six.
they're
This
running out
seems
of
like a
time.
bad
Okay,
time.
here's the thing. Unless they've made a renewal and they didn't tell anyone, this is Tom Holland's last solo movie, and he's not going to be the focus of it because they're bringing back every past actor for nostalgia.
Well, I feel like maybe they won't have as big of a part as everybody thinks.
They probably
Like
won't, but even then, like no one's going to care about Tom Holland. They're going to be waiting to see Toby suit up again.
like they might just be there like it's just fan service. Even though I'm
I al-
really pumped up.
I
I
have a
also
feeling
fear that
if it's
you go
just like
first.
if it's just like a tiny cameo, like, hey, look, there he is. Bye. I
That's
think
fine.
Keep
that's
the time.
okay.
And if they don't play Spider-Man, that's also okay because this is another thing. With Into the Spider-Verse, you've got like Miles is Spider-Man, the blonde one. You have Hobo Spider-Man. You have Spider-Man Noir. They all have the exact same face. They're voiced by different people. They have the same face. Then with this, if they do have Andrew and Toby reprise their roles, you have three dudes who are all Peter Parker who somehow have completely different faces, and that is what bothers me because that's just no. I hate that. It's like they're
Speaking of
gonna
which, we
go
never
ahead.
did see Spider Noir's face, did we?
No.
I actually don't know.
We didn't, but like in each of like the different Spider person, like Spider Gwen, like Gwen had her Peter Parker and
Right.
he died,
Mhm.
and then
Oh,
there's
Yeah.
the blonde Peter Parker in Miles' universe, and then there's the disaster Peter Parker.
Mm.
And they
All the Peter
Peter Parker.
Parkers looked the same.
Yeah, they just had
The point I'm
different.
trying to get across is that in live action, you're gonna have three dudes with totally different faces, and one of them who's like in his late 30s, if not early 40s, and they're gonna tell you that they're all Peter Parker. They're all
Yeah,
the
how
same
do
We're
you
all
person.
have a
teenagers.
40-year-old
I
Tobey
just looked
Maguire?
it up. I just looked up Spider-Man Noir's face, and he looks like Peter Parker, but a bit more malnourished and tired.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just it's just gonna like it's really gonna show that they're just pulling these guys out from their movies because they don't look like Tom Holland. So it's gonna be like, they're all Peter Parker? Are you sure? Because that dude doesn't look like him. I
Yeah.
also think in the case of the villains, like I liked Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't remember the original Spider-Man trilogy, but Dr. Ock looked cool. But by bringing those
Mhm.
guys back for the nostalgia, they're taking away the chances to see fresh new takes.
Yeah.
These guys had their runs. I want to see someone new. I
It
personally think it's
is.
a mess. Go ahead.
Um, I'm on the fence about it because I know it's mostly just a cash grab, but also my little goblin brain is like, gimme Spider-Mans.
Like, I think that'd be cool to see all the Spider-Man. I just think they're only. I feel like they're only doing it because they know they'll make a lot of money by suiting up the past Spider-Man, bringing back the
Yeah.
old villains. The thing is, so we have Electro and Doctor Octopus confirmed, but there's also rumors of them bringing in Sandman, bringing in Green Goblin, and then of course we already have um Vulture and the other guys. If they're doing multiverse, they can bring back Mysterio as an alternate version.
Yeah.
So they cannot do multiverse and Sinister Six and wrap up Peter's identity crisis. That's going to be too cluttered.
That would be like Endgame, but
Yeah,
cluttered.
that's just such a jump from Far From Home to do all
Yeah.
that at once. Like it should just be a story about Peter trying to clear his name. Brand Daredevil, good. Daredevil's a lawyer. That makes sense.
Yes.
And all the other Spider-Man and like too many villains. I'm gonna watch it anyway, but come on.
Yeah, let's be fair. We're gonna watch it.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna watch it, but I'm
Yeah.
probably not gonna enjoy it.
I'll complain, but I loved Far From Home so much.
I really like that movie as well, but it's really sad and I can't watch it too much or else I'll be sad. Same goes with Endgame.
Another thing is that with the movie, like I rumors are probably true because Sony and Marvel are doing something really weird. Because do you guys remember the trailer for Morbius that came out like over a
Yep.
year ago?
No.
And
Yes. I'm
it's
really excited for that.
part of Sony's universe of Marvel movies. It's got Jared Leto playing Morbius the vampire. But in it, Vulture from MCU is going to be in it. But in the background, you also see a thing saying, it's just like graffiti of Spider-Man calling him a criminal. So it's like, okay, this must be MCU Spider-Man, but it's depicting Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So yeah. Then there's also rumors of Venom 2 having Tom Holland. Like DC's doing the same thing. DC's
Yeah.
also pulling in all because this year actually, we're gonna see four different live action Batman.
Yep.
Batman?
Yeah. We've got Robert Pattinson in the solo Batman movie that has nothing to do with any other movie. You've got Ben Affleck in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then you've got Michael Keaton who will be in the new Flash movie. I I think Lego Batman 2 is coming out as well. So will our
Yes. Lego Batman 2.
Lego Batman slaps, but oh DC,
Okay, but what about the Suicide Squad?
yeah. Do you guys know about that?
What?
The Suicide
Oh,
Squad.
when James Gunn was fired from Marvel, DC was like, "Hey, did awesome with Guardians of the Galaxy. Want to make a movie?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. What is it?" Suicide Squad. It's like, don't you guys already have Suicide Squad? Yeah,
We
it's
don't
another one.
talk
Oh, a
about that.
sequel.
No. It's a new
No, not a
one.
sequel. Just another one. So
Oh.
it's a reboot. Basically, is it still
And
gonna have
there's
Margot
gonna
Robbie
be
as Harley Quinn? Yes. Um,
there's gonna be a
so
video game to go with it.
cool. Um, yeah, so basically, James Gunn's doing another Suicide Squad movie to differentiate it from Suicide Squad. It's called The Suicide Squad, and
And Will Smith
I don't.
won't be in the movie as a what I think it was Deadshot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie in a
it's an
while. I prefer
entirely
Birds of Prey.
It's an
Birds
entirely
of Prey
different
is so
movie.
good. I love Birds of Prey.
Yes.
I'm gonna
But
let you guys.
I haven't really followed any of the of DC's movies.
Literally don't, because the point I'm trying to get across is that they've literally like semi-rebooted part of their main continuity. They're doing so many different things with like 3 people playing Batman in the same year, and then having Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn appear like 4 times more than Henry Cavill's Superman. I mean, no offense, she's cool. It's just Harley Quinn is more
Because
important in
Harley
their
Quinn
current movie
has
line.
Harley has become a really popular character since Suicide Squad, and they know they
Yeah,
can milk her to make money.
yeah, that's what I'm saying though. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, even though most of the comics I own are Harley Quinn. Um,
Well, you're drinking the milk.
yeah, I am. I have 2 Harley Quinn posters, a whole bunch of comics, a figure. She's a problem.
Guys,
I think as far as like the DC movies that I've watched are like the Justice League ones, Batman versus Superman, the first Wonder Woman, and I think that's it. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Either way, I forgot all of them. I don't remember any of them. They're so forgettable.
yeah, the
Like
only
No,
Wonder Woman, it wasn't
Wonder
even
Woman
that
was great.
bad.
okay, one at a time.
So Wonder Woman wasn't even that bad. Like that one was like probably the best out of those DC movies that I mentioned. Actually, I think I watched the Superman movie as well. I don't remember anything from it because it's forgettable.
Which Superman?
Well, whichever, the one with the big bad, 3 big bads from Krypton. I don't remember their names because I forget everything, and it's
that's
just
the
Man of
first
Steel?
Superman.
yeah. It's like I don't remember that at all. But like as far as like all the DC movies that I mentioned, Wonder Woman was the best one because that one was a good one. It was a good movie, but
I agree.
don't really remember.
Yeah,
The
Wonder
thing
Woman's
is,
pretty good.
I will say I didn't really like the fact that like it ended with Ares versus Wonder Woman. It would have been nicer if it would just if the villain wasn't just a big fight again. Because they had something interesting where it wasn't going to be a big giant. Where they couldn't just beat up the villain to stop the villain. It was something else.
Yeah, I also didn't like the fact that because it was about the war and stuff, but like they changed the reason for the war to just be like the god of war wanted it to happen, instead
Oh,
of
what?
the genuine real reason for why there was a war. Because like once she killed Ares, everybody was like, "Wait a second, why are we fighting?"
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
It's very My Little Pony-esque.
yeah.
Because
Like,
like the thing was that Wonder Woman was trying to she was like, oh, there's a big bad doing all of this. We need to stop it. We need to stop it. And it would have been I think it would have been more interesting if she was like if later on it was like, no, there is no big bad. It's always a big bad behind everything, and you can't always just beat the problem to submission. And
Yeah.
I think that would have been way better than just haha, look, to God go boom.
Yeah.
Because like the whole reason she left like Themyscira, her island, was to stop the wars. Like it would have been a lot more interesting if it wasn't all because of Ares, and like there are just genuine real problems in the world that can't always be solved by just one person.
No, that's too silly. That's not how the real world works.
what about the magic of friendship?
According to Wonder Woman 84, the sequel, apparently the power of Dreamstones.
Okay,
Does
so
anybody?
I haven't seen that movie, but I
It
read
was great.
apparently it's Islamophobic.
Oh,
It is?
Apparently that's what I read. I haven't seen it, so I don't know for sure. But like that's what I heard, and I haven't seen it. I don't know.
here's what I know. Here's what I know about it. So it's 1984, and Wonder Woman's alive and she's immortal. Steve Trevor is dead, but there's a Dreamstone, and it lets people's dreams come true. There's this crazy, kooky, smart lady, which is not a villain backstory waiting to happen. I swear, guys, I swear it hasn't been done. She
Cheetah.
gets the Dreamstone, becomes a cheetah. There's Maxwell
Theodora.
Lord, who is um. Then there's Maxwell Lord, who is played by the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, and apparently people loved him in Wonder Woman 84, which makes sense. He's cool. Um, then Wonder Woman uses the Dreamstone to bring back Steve Trevor. But apparently, it's not that simple. She brings him back in another man's body,
Why
like
doesn't she just bring him back?
an actual living person just wakes up, or doesn't wake up one day because now he's Steve Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
From
and
what I've heard, it was like the same situation where they had an interesting villain that wasn't big strong. They had like different powers that was not just I'm strong, and then they ended with big fight instead of, you know, having it interesting and be like tactical defeat.
One thing that was annoying about the movie, I loved it. I watched it. It was great. It was probably the best DC movie to come out in recent years, but my problem with it is they did nothing with Cheetah.
really,
Yeah, she kind of reminds me of Catra, which is why earlier I said Hey Adora. It's like she reminds me a lot of Catra from She-Ra.
I feel like that's not a good thing in this situation.
Not exactly. Like her character was interesting in the beginning and her motivations were understandable.
Genuinely, the only DC movie I've watched was Aquaman,
That
Heard
one
that
was
one wasn't
okay.
bad.
and
Has
it
anyone
was
seen? Sorry,
okay.
did anyone see Shazam?
No,
No, and
No.
I don't want to.
Damn, Shazam was good. I enjoyed
Ugh.
Shazam. Why don't you like Shazam?
hmm?
I don't know, it just seems like really cheesy humor. It's not really my kind.
I personally thought Shazam was a lot of fun.
It's
I
for
personally wouldn't have
me,
said.
the reason I don't want to watch it is it feels like it's DC trying to mooch off the success of Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, I would not agree there at all. It does not give me Guardians of the Galaxy vibes at all.
Hmm.
I thoroughly Shazam was good. I think it wasn't bad. Like
Yeah.
I saw Batman versus Superman on an airplane one time. One story there is that I wanted to watch it, but I didn't have earphones and I didn't have the money to buy some from the plane. So this dude sitting next to me in a cowboy hat was like, "Hey, can't watch Batman without sound." So then he bought me some earphones.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
Sweet.
Those
How
earphones for
unfortunate you
many years.
wasted it on that movie.
At the time, I was like, "This isn't that bad," but if I look back, heck, that
It
was
was
such a
bad.
boring movie.
Martha.
Like, no, it's Batman versus Superman. They don't fight until like the very like middle of the third act. Then it gets interrupted by again the really kind of pathetic Martha twist. And then suddenly it's freaking what? Zod's corpse gets turned into Doomsday, and there's Wonder Woman.
Yep.
What?
Wait, I
Excuse me?
haven't seen it, but from the trailers, it made it seem like the whole movie was just gonna be like them fighting, and then Wonder Woman shows up in the middle.
No,
Like,
Yeah.
it's like an hour and a half of Lex Luthor being like, "Hey, Bruce Wayne, Clark Kent's kind of sketchy, huh? Hey, Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne's kind of sketchy." I don't even remember. I just remember that he's so annoying in it.
Yeah,
He,
Lex was definitely.
here's
Ugh.
how good that movie was. I don't remember why they were fighting in the first place.
yikes.
I think it was just like Superman's too dangerous to be alive, or Batman's too dangerous to be alive.
I'm pretty sure
I mean,
that's what the plot
that's
was.
a fair point about Superman because if he turns evil, the entire world is screwed.
Yeah.
But like
Yup.
Batman could easily be stopped.
That's what red kryptonite is for.
Wait, what?
What does Red
Red
Kryptonite do?
kryptonite. Red kryptonite. So basically, there's like a whole bunch of different types of kryptonite, and red kryptonite turns Kryptonians evil. Like for example, in the Supergirl show, Supergirl got a hold of some red
Yeah,
kryptonite, and she turned evil.
I
And
remember that.
in the show, after like the events of that, she's like trying to clear her name.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I do remember that because I watched the first season of that show.
This is why drug bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Drug bad. You've never said that before.
Drug
Oh
bad.
wait, I think this is the first time I've actually said it on the podcast.
It's definitely not on your hat at all.
No,
Not. Look at that.
why would I say
Um,
drug bad?
I'm trying to think. I'm all out of thoughts about DC because just isn't worth the time.
But the shows, the
It isn't
shows
worth the
are
time.
great.
Also, us. We've been talking for like 15 minutes about DC.
Yeah.
Oh,
DC
okay.
animated shows are cool. We're not talking about animated shows. What other big movie franchises are really awesome and cool or bad that we can talk about? Because
Jurassic Park series or franchise.
Ooh.
I
Ooh,
really
yeah,
like Mamma
yes.
Mia.
Mamma
I've never
Mia.
seen
I
any
haven't
Mamma Mia
watched it.
movies.
Oh, you should not have said that.
Good. They're so good. You gotta watch them. I love them.
What's Mamma
I
Mia?
might.
Okay,
Mamma Mia.
so Mamma Mia is about a girl named Sophie. She needs to find her possible 3 fathers to invite them to her wedding. They come to the island that she lives on in Greece. Shenanigans ensue. That's basically it, with lots of ABBA songs.
We could honestly have an entire podcast episode of letting her talk about Mamma Mia. So
Oh, you absolutely could. Like you could have me just talk about Mamma Mia, and like only
comment below if you want that.
like it would only be the first one.
Second one,
Save
yeah.
that for another day.
You know what? I'll watch it. I'll watch the movies.
Good,
Uh,
thank you.
I can't
Jurassic Park's
talk about most of the
Jurassic
movies.
Park's not a bad suggestion, but I've only seen the first Jurassic Park, and then I've only seen Jurassic World, and that's it.
I haven't seen any Jurassic Park movies.
I've seen all the Jurassic Park movies. I didn't like what they did with the second Jurassic World because it didn't make sense.
I like Jurassic World
had to watch it.
a lot.
I like Jurassic World 1. That was fine. Jurassic World 2. That was why.
It
I know
felt
what movie
like filler, but
Guys, I know another hit Disney movie franchise, film franchise we could talk about.
What?
When we can.
High School Musical.
No.
yo,
I've never watched High School Musical.
How do I remove
what are
Leaf?
you doing with your life?
Oh,
You can't remove me.
yes, I
I'm gonna
can.
get your head in the game. Be fine. I won't go off about High School Musical, but I could.
I feel like we all
heard
should have
that's a
opportunity to go off
movie.
about something, so please go off about High School Musical.
I
That is
legally
We've
a
had multiple opportunities to go off.
That is an episode for you and Faith, and one in which I'm not here.
I honestly think I'm a bit more invested in it than Faith is.
Probably.
I watched
Just
the Disney Plus
obsessed with
series
musicals.
at least 10 times.
Me, but with Tangled the series.
I can't watch movies or TV often enough to actually know anything. There's a reason I didn't talk during the Marvel stuff.
There's like 2 shows that I can maybe talk about. Well, I mean a few shows, honestly. But there's like JoJo, Infinity Train, Ruby, but talking about Ruby makes me sad.
Hey,
Yeah.
if you are listening to this and you're like, hey, I want to hear about Infinity Train, make sure that you're following us because that another episode we're going to talk about some other cool shows such as Infinity Train. So you should
We just need more people to watch
keep your eyes
like
open.
me.
Yeah. But as for live action properties, I don't watch too much live action, so I'm kind of
animated show nerds.
We could talk about the CW Flash.
No,
Great
They're not.
show.
How about
no. I don't want to talk about the CW, the Arrowverse. I do want to talk about because I was ranting about how I hate live action multiverses where there's 2 actors playing the same character who look nothing alike. I just find it hilarious that the Flash show got Ezra Miller's Flash in his buffed out high tech Flash suit to meet up with pajama Grant Gustin and make them complement each other's suits. Like, no, this dude looks like he just got out of bed. You look like you're ready for like a full budget movie. That was the silliest thing I've ever seen.
That just sounds like different JoJo parts, not gonna lie.
It was also really impressive that they were able to get Ezra Miller on the Flash TV show, but it's just so funny because like side by side, you see the CW low budget Flash costume next to like the $1 million movie Flash costume, and it's hysterical.
yikes?
That sounds
I
fun.
really liked the CW Flash show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just that I did enjoy it until like the cicada arc, which was just like I couldn't watch it anymore. DeVoe was a bit I liked it. It was still good enough, I guess. But the cicada was I didn't like that arc, and I stopped when his niece came in and replaced him.
Yeah.
Hey, have we been talking about superhero shows for a while? Yes, but this isn't Marvel or DC, so it counts. The Boys is incredibly good.
The Boys is
Haven't
so
seen
good.
it yet.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't.
think she and I are the only ones. Yeah, we're the only ones who have seen it, but it is like amazing. Someone mentioned something about how if Superman turns evil, then we're all screwed. Like that is basically The Boys.
Yeah, that's the plot of The Boys.
If you don't know it, it's basically like the knockoff Justice League, but they're corrupt celebrities who only do things for money and do super sketchy things. Like it's dark. Um,
Yeah, it's
it-
super dark.
yeah, you will not get the nice fun antics of the Avengers. It's funny, but it's really dark and mature.
Yeah,
But
it might make you sad.
yeah. Oh,
Me and
it
the
will
boys
make you sad.
ran looking for beans.
But
Uh,
it is really cool if you want a realistic, dark, gritty take on superheroes.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's an amazing cast, also.
Mm-hmm.
But if you also want to, consume content of superheroes, co-read comics, that's
Hey,
also
hey, that's
great. Warhead, April.
one
uh,
Warhead comes
I
out
mean,
this April. Read it.
actually, by the
It
time we post this, Warhead actually might be out, or might be almost out,
yeah,
because these aren't getting posted for like a month or two.
yeah. But yeah, 'cause it seems that all we know how to talk about is Star Wars and superheroes. There's gotta be some other franchise that we're missing.
I
What else is
can't.
there? Nothing
I
else
don't watch
exists.
anything.
About it.
Okay,
I don't
I
watch
heard.
anything live action other
Okay.
than like documentary series, like animal documentary series. All right. I guess with that, we're going to wrap it up and like, subscribe, all that stuff, because we're YouTubers now. Uh, and we'll see you next time we go on air.
Cut. That was terrible. Ryan, your forehead's too small.